Hello guys, I'm Spicy Bill. Welcome back to another episode of the Gunpla Review. So today we'll be looking at High Grade Universal Sentry, HGUC 144 scale, Blue Destiny Unit 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so obviously the Blue Destiny Unit 1, 2, and 3 are based on the RX-79 Ground Gundam. And I think it was first, was based on the revive version of the GM Ground Type. And yeah, and these guys, I think they've used this mode about 5 times now, starting with the GM Ground Type, and then we have the Blue Destiny Unit 1, and then we have the Blue Destiny Unit 2, and then we have the Unit 3, and then they also make the Gundam Ground Type. And actually 6 times if you include the GM Sniper. Yeah, the GM Sniper 1. Yep, so they really got their money's worth. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Blue Destiny Unit 1 here. This one is the original Blue Destiny unit. It fights the Efreet Kai. And you can see this guy has a very gym-like look. You can see the eyes are behind this very gym style like visor, and the head does look very gym-ish. It does have this very nice attachment right here on the side with the antenna here. Unfortunately, this piece is a foil sticker, so that can get very annoying. And yeah, the articulation on this kit is actually pretty good. You know, even though the older, the older Ground Gundam base kit is actually not bad. The non-revive version is still pretty good. They made some improvements with this one. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. I'm just gonna go over the articulation real quick on this kit. They all have the same articulation, so I only need to do it once. So yeah, the feet is obviously on the ball joint. You can see that right in here. You can rotate that, and we also have the ankle armor that goes up and down. Obviously, you get the double jointed knee. I think the non-revive version also have the double jointed knee. So this time you can split the front skirt. You also have the universal joint for the hips, and you also have thigh cut, which I think is also present on the non-revive version. So it's kind of weird that they had to make another version of this kit. The proportion, I think they just made some improvements on the proportion. It looks more anime accurate or manga accurate or something like that. Side skirt can go up and down, and you also have magazines that can be attached to the side skirt. So this is actually very nice because you can reload the magazine on the machine gun. Yeah, that's a standard machine gun, ground type machine gun. You also have ab crunch. So that's very nice. And the problem with this kit is that the ball joint here kind of like to pop off. So, and then there's also like another ab joint inside the body, which sometimes comes loose very easily. So yeah, it's you're supposed to be able to move the body, like do a proper ab crunch. So I don't know. It works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't work. For the shoulders, we have these new swing. Well, you have the swing up polycap instead of the swing out polycap. You have the ball joint here for the shoulder. The shoulder can go perpendicular like that. You have the double jointed elbow, and then you also have the ball joint for the wrist. Now this section can also move out when it goes into the exam mode. And you've got the ground type. Gundam Ground Type style shield, which you can flip out and use it as like a defensive cover. You can use it like that as a defensive cover, or you can use it as a melee weapon, which is quite interesting. Most of these kits come with parts for the shield. It just don't have the cover, so you can make the whole full shield. So yeah, if you want this shield, you have to buy Unit 1. So that double as a melee weapon. It looks kind of goofy, to be honest with you, and I'm really not a big fan of it. So I'm going to just leave it as is. Okay, and then the backpack here, it's got the standard ground type backpack. these parts can be removed. So what's cool about the ground type backpack is when you go into exam mode, right here we have the parts for the exam mode. We got the headpiece for the exam mode. You can see the eyes inside, or the sensors. That looks really cool. Okay, so when it goes to exam mode, these things open up. So the vents open up. And there we go. Go into exam mode. That's really nice. Okay, and then what's also really cool is that they have the ability to store their beam sabers. All three of them has the ability to store the beam sabers in these sections right here on the legs. So you just pull these out. They just peg in there very securely. Almost too securely, I guess. I'm having a difficult time getting it out. Oh man, maybe get like some pliers or tweezers. Come on. Okay, you know what? I think the easiest way is to attach a beam saber effect part and then just plug it out. There we go. And we got these very long beam saber effects. These very long ones. Oh, and they sometimes like to come apart. So let's go ahead and reattach it. Pop, and there we go. So there we go. You can store that here. All three of them have this gimmick, which is very nice. I don't know. I actually prefer the non-exam mode for the Unit 1, so I'm going to just convert it back to this. I like that antenna right there. Put the shield back on. And here we have the parts for Unit 2. Unit 2 comes with the partial shield, you can see. It's just missing the cover. If you have the cover, you can make a full shield for Unit 3. Unit 2, yeah. And then Unit 3 also come with this, except it's molded in gray, but it just don't have the cover either, so you can't do that. What's cool with Unit 2 is that you come with these extra elbow parts. You know, I guess if you want to swap out these elbow joints, these white elbow joints, you can have the blue one. So it looks, I don't know, I like it the way this design looks like. So I'm gonna stick with that. Unit 2, you got the, I think you get the most parts for Unit 2. You get a lot of stuff for Unit 2. So go ahead and take a look at what we get for Unit 2. Obviously, you get a secondary visor. So if you don't want to have it in exam mode, you can swap out the visor for the green one. And we also get different shoulders. Yeah. So, you know, if you don't want to make the Xeon version, you can make the Earth Federation version. Now, the original version, the original HGUC Blue Destiny Unit 2, they made it so that you had to paint these red if you want to make the Xeon version. For the Revive version, they give you red shoulders, which is nice. That's actually a good, nice touch. Okay, so obviously the Unit 2 also have he also have a machine gun right here. Let me see. I think I do have it somewhere. Oh, there we go. So he also got his machine gun right here. Very nice, molded in this color that match him very well. And you also have the magazines right there on the waist. I mean, you can see it's pretty much exactly the same. The body is exactly the same, just the color. And the Gundam head, a proper Gundam head this time. This one's got head Vulcan. It's a Gundam ground type head. And then it's got the Earth Federation shield. Yeah, I mean, we've seen these. These are very common with the Titan sets or Titan kits or something like some of the gyms. And basically this one, I just put the Xeon decal on it because, you know, this one's a stolen unit. These are custom decals, by the way. Those are very nice. And with this guy, he's got the space backpack. So the space unit backpack is basically just a backpack that you attach to the regular ground type backpack, like that. And now it can go into space. It makes it like super bulky, but hey, it's necessary. And aside from the machine gun, he also got the beam rifle. So yeah, he can use beam weapon in space. Now people say, like, I don't know, I read online where people say you can't use like regular machine gun in space. Well, then what the heck does the Zaku's use? Obviously they use the Zaku machine gun when they combat in space. So I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Of course you can use machine guns in space. Otherwise, the Zaku 2s, the Zaku 1s are like, I don't know what they're going to do, like fire magic fairy dust at the enemy. GM particles or something. Anyway, so there's Blue Destiny Unit 2. He also comes with extra parts. So we got these Federation style hands. Gundam style, more angular hands. And with this guy, I just went with the more rounded Xeon style hands. That's actually the first time you've seen these style hands for Gundams, like the rounded hands. Because normally most of the Gundam has like angular, very squarish angular hands or manipulators. So there we go, there's Unit 2. And let's go ahead and take a look at Unit 3. Obviously, Unit 3 is just an exact recolor of Unit 2. There's actually no difference whatsoever between the two, other than, the color scheme and the accessories. So yeah, the Unit 3 also comes with a beam rifle, same exact beam rifle, same machine gun. Yeah, so the only thing new is this new shield right here, this extra bulky shield, and this double barrel beam rifle, which is very cool. Yeah, if it's not for this weapon, I don't see the point of buying Unit 3 whatsoever. Now Unit 3 also comes with the extra visor, so you have the green visor and you have the red visor, so you can make the the exam mode as well. Doesn't come with extra shoulders whatsoever. But you can do this gimmick where you can just have like a super shielded up version of the double beam rifle. Super heavy version. And surprisingly, he can still stand up without tipping over to the left side or the right side. Yeah. So if you guys are a fan of the Blue Destiny game, I definitely recommend picking these up. Unfortunately, that Efreet Kai is a P Bandai. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. So the Efreet Kai fights Unit 1, both of them got destroyed. And then the pilot for the Efreet Kai stole the Blue Destiny Unit 2. And then the pilot for Unit 1 has to go into the spare. They made a spare of Unit 2. And then they take the units, well, the spare for Unit 2, and they call it Unit 3 to go after this guy. And then they both got destroyed. Yeah, the exam system is basically like the doctor who invented the system basically trying to allow the non-new type pilot, the old type pilots, to mimic the ability of a new type pilot. So they got a new type girl as test subject, and somehow her soul got trapped into the exam system. Yeah, and in order to free her from the exam system, all 3 units has to be destroyed. It's kind of a weird story, but hey, it's from a video game. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the Blue Destinies. Let me know what you guys think about these guys. And I think I will have Unit 1 and 2 for sale to raise fund for the channel. So check out my eBay store. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.